Hello, Taurus. Thank you very much for tuning in to your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan. For supportive oracle cards, Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. Already shuffled. Let's go ahead and get the cards out. Relationship first, single second. Oracle cards come out where needed. Crazy hand gestures are free of charge. I don't know what that's about, but there you go. I got a lot of energy all of a sudden, like, poof, where did this come from? You do have the Ace of Wands, though. I like this. This is another deck that I think, well, I see Wands as fire, but that's fine. I'm just noticing that butterfly there, and I'm wondering if this deck as well does as well. I think that it doesn't matter. You're standing in a spot of motion, of actually having inspiration to do things. You're moving forward. You got passion to move forward. You know where you're going to go. You're taking action towards it. Literally, you also have the action card here next to the Four of Cups. So moving forward, see, this is interesting. You do want to move forward, but it's almost like to move forward, you have to leave something behind. I feel like that's why you have the Four of Cups. Am I right or wrong? Because it's kind of like I'm giving up one thing to get another, but you also have the Five of Swords. Spiritually, like, it's almost like I'm putting in a lot of effort just to change the color. It's almost like painting a room. I've decided, like, there's nothing wrong with the paint, but instead of it being like a ice blue, I want it to be more of a light green. It's technically a different color, but it's so slight. But I want to do it, and I need to do it, and I've decided this is what I want to do, but it's like a lot of effort to change. Like, there's a lot of nuances to this room. Like, it's a big room. Got to move things around. Got to do this. Got to do that. A lot of effort for a minimal change, but you're like, I really need to do it. It's kind of how it feels. Like, I really need to do it. And there's nothing wrong with the paint. It's just like, I got to change the color. I just got to do it. Now, I feel like one of the reasons for this small change is your partner. I'm just being sure, but that's what I'm seeing. Your partner is kind of like, I really would rather this was different. And I'm seeing them with the Page of Cups, but they also have the King of Pentacles where they're standing. Like, it feels like that's why you're doing this. They get the Page of Cups, like they're not forcing the change, but for them to be at peace, this needs to happen because it bothers them, and it's constantly bothering them with the Ten of Pentacles. It's kind of like when the room was initially done, it was supposed to be done like this light green color, but somebody got the wrong paint and it's turned out to be more of an ice blue, and it drives them crazy, and they're constantly saying something about it. Every now and then you're just hearing them. It just never goes away. It's constantly a mode of annoyance. Mode of annoyance? Whatever. And that's kind of like why you've decided, like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. I'm going to fix it. It's not a big deal, but I'm going to do it because I don't want to hear about it anymore. Somebody did it wrong. I'm going to fix it, make sure it's right. It's very minimal, but I'm going to do it because I don't want to hear about it anymore. And that's the Four of Cups. It's like, I don't want to hear about it anymore, so I'm going to fix it. Again, it's kind of like the Five of Swords. Like, it's such a minimal change. It's really not changing the circumstances that much, but you're like, I need to put that to rest. And that'll do that. The challenge card I'm noticing for you is the Hanged Man. Kind of like, it's almost like the challenge card is saying maybe you're contemplating, do I really have to do it? The longer it takes you to start, like the sooner you start and get it done, the better it is. I'm getting the Ace of Wands where you're standing like you've already decided it will happen. The Hanged Man is saying the sooner you start it, the better. Because this is in your challenge position. It's saying don't let that, don't put it off to be like, well, I got other things going this week, maybe next week, and then checking next week. I feel like if you just put it down, I'm going to do this next Saturday. This is what's going to happen. If you decide that, it will happen because you're going to make sure it happens. But the Hanged Man in your challenge position is kind of like maybe next week, and you're putting it in your maybe pile. But if you put it on your schedule, like next Saturday at this time from this time, this is what I'm doing. Like maybe all next Saturday, because it's a big room is kind of what I'm feeling like. For whatever reason, it's a big situation. You make the decision from this time to this time, this is what I'm doing, or all day, whatever it is, you will do it, and it will get it done. It will get it off your plate. They're saying, with the Hanged Man here, they're like, don't put it in the possibility pile. Don't put it in the maybe pile. Put it on the schedule. This is going to happen on this day, at this time. You will do it. Enlist your partner. Have them help you, if you can. If you can't, excuse me, and just get it done. Just move on, get it done. Because I feel like you've already decided you will do it. Now it seems to be just a question of when. Sooner is better than later. Just get it done, get it over with, because you've already decided you will. Might as well get it taken care of. When you do this, we're pulling into this. When it's all said and done, you did what you needed to do. Your partner has the King of Swords. You have the Ten of Pentacles. It's rectified at this point. If there are any more comments about, well, it should have gone this way to begin with, those type of comments, I feel like you just need to put it into perspective like, well, it's the way it should be now, so let's drop it. Because I feel like you might have to do that. This may have become a habit with your partner to complain about this one little nuance. I feel like it's your, like when the Ten of Pentacles is here, I feel like you need to shut it down, kind of like, well, it's the way it should be now, so let's drop it. And the Ten of Pentacles actually feels good on your side, kind of like, I'm not talking about this anymore. I fixed it, let it go. And I feel you telling your partner that, even though they have the King of Swords, I feel like they might come forward and they might say something like, well, this is how it should have been to begin with. I feel like you might have to be like, well, it is now, so let's drop it. I'm feeling the Ten of Pentacles, like the King of Swords going against the wall of the Ten of Pentacles. If everything's the way it should be, which I feel like it is, it should satisfy the King of Swords. And I do feel like once you put it in perspective and highlight, like it is with the way you want it now, let's let it go, I do see the King of Cups also showing up for them, kind of like, yeah, you know what it is. It may take them a minute to realize that they've gotten into a habit of complaining about it, but once you snap it into perspective, like, listen, one of the big reasons I did that is for you to not hear you complain about it anymore. So stop. I feel like that's the energy I'm feeling. There's a lot of king energy on your partner's side, which don't get caught up in the gender, but like this is something they may have been complaining about for quite a while. And I'm feeling like when you shut it down, you might have to just like wake them up to that. Because I don't feel like they were expecting it to ever. Like the unexpected is telling me, even when you said or whatever happened, they really weren't expecting it to go the way they wanted to. But now that it has, and they have the peace that they wanted this. The peace came their way. They need to change. Like they need to resist saying anything about it anymore. I'm seeing resistance with the Knight of Pentacles for them in the what makes things better. They need to realize they can't. They have to back off with their comments about it. Is what I'm getting. It may take them a while to really appreciate it. Is what I'm getting, but that's okay for some reason. As long as they're not commenting on it, I feel like you're fine. It does seem like it might take them a while to really let it go. But this is also why it changed. This is why it is where it is now. Because they wouldn't let it go. And they just were kind of constantly complaining about it. Well, at least periodically, to the point where you were constantly hearing about it and rolling your eyes at some point is what I'm feeling. I feel like this needs to be, you might have to put it in perspective and just say, hey, it's where it needs to be now. I do see the Eight of Swords, which is actually making you happy as well. Kind of like, you know what? It felt like you were forced into fixing this situation, but it does seem to improve it. this is strange for the Eight of Swords to show up in what makes things better. But they're saying the fact that you felt like you had no choice but to fix it and you finally did, it seems to be like proving something or putting something in your court. It's like, it's almost like a credit to you. Like, this is going to benefit you down the road is what I'm getting. They're telling me this is very good because you seem to be correcting something that wasn't right. And now that it's corrected, even though you're kind of like, it's such a small thing, why does it have to be a big thing? It does go your way in the future, and I'm trying to get a little more in from that. But I'm also getting, again, the Eight of Swords is backing up that Ten of Pentacles. Like, this is a credit to you. It's almost like you're not doing this to be owed, but I do feel like you're kind of owed. Like, things are going to fall your way later because of this. Like, you've proven, like, you listen, you hear, all right, that's not right here, I'll fix it. I'll do it correctly. And once it's done, whether you're the one that made the mistake or not, it's rectified. This goes your way down the road. It seems to be like an open thing. I'm not getting, like, a definite reason why. But I also see, like, it pays your way later. It does. It pays you off later. All right, that's where that one's ending. I think I'm looking for more than they want to give right now, so I'll just let that be. Let's go into not Capricorn. I just did Capricorn. Taurus singles. Let's do Taurus singles. What do we have for Taurus singles? Messages for Taurus singles. What do we have for Taurus singles? Let's actually do these this way. Taurus singles. What do we have for Taurus singles? All right. What do we have? All right. So for the single Taurus, let's shuffle these two and see what we get. I like it. I think you're gonna like it. The first thing that's popping into my head with what I'm seeing, and I'll show you these cards in a minute. If somebody tries to bully or push a Taurus, they usually don't get very far. And I feel like that's kind of the energy you're dealing with. Not like a bully, I shouldn't say that, but like somebody's maybe a little bit more passionate or a little bit more pushy than maybe you want them to be. And you're kind of like, listen, if you want a chance with me, you're going to have to calm that down. Is this going to come together? We'll find out. Because let's just keep going. Because you got, again, you have 3 kings showing up. But they're in your, like, this is single Taurans. It showed up in, let's just keep going. You got the King of Swords with the 7 of Swords here. 7 of Swords is at the bottom here. King of Swords is where you're standing. I feel like you keep walking away from possibilities. You might even be dodging somebody is what I'm getting. This person you're dodging, they just constantly... somebody wants your attention. You're not surprised. Like, this is no news to you. They try to get your attention. They keep trying to come towards you. They keep trying to get you to do things with them. I feel like you might be just kind of dodging them. And it seems like you've been dodging them for a while. But they have the King of Cups. They got love for you all day, all night. They want to be with you. They want to hang out with you. And I feel like that might be the problem. They're a little bit much. It's not about how they look or anything like that. It's just like they're coming on too strong. And you're just like, yeah, I don't know about that. You got the Temperance in the center with the Star card, though. Because I feel like they're finally, after a while, getting you to really seriously consider them. But as you're looking at the situation from what you've experienced so far with the 8 of Pentacles, you're kind of like, if I give in to this person and go someplace with them, or maybe have dinner with them, is this going to be, like, are they going to be too pushy? Are they going to be crossing lines? And, like, am I going to have to keep them off me? Are they going to be asking me questions that I don't think they have the right to be asking me at this level? You know, do I want to deal with this? Do I want to try this and possibly end up in a bad situation in the sense of, like, I'm very uncomfortable and I'm not happy? Do I want to give this a shot? Or could this be something where I just make a point with them, like, I don't move fast like that. I don't like that. Like, if they want to enjoy a nice dinner, Just have some quiet, or not quiet, some calm conversation. How are things going? How are you? And not get too deep. Not too deep at this point. Just like, how's your life? How's my life? How's the weather? Not too deep. Maybe I'll try this. And you're kind of like, well, this person is showing me that they have staying power, obviously, because they're not leaving me alone. They're still around. Just not sure if I'm sold on the situation yet. As you keep going forward, like, you're not giving in to them right away. I don't feel like that's your thing. I don't think that's your style for the people this is hitting with. But you're giving it a fair shot, and you're kind of like, you know what? When you get the Five of Swords in the future, you're kind of like, I'm not really sure this is going to change my mind about them. But maybe it'll just kind of like, I'll give them a shot, and maybe at the very least it will stop them from coming towards me. I don't know if I really want to. I don't really know if this is going to go anywhere. That's the Five of Swords. Kind of like, we might have a good dinner, but I might be like one dinner and I know this isn't for me. But maybe it'll stop them. Maybe it'll get them to leave me alone. So maybe I'll do it for that reason. Although, you're kind of like, it's got possibilities. You're just not really confident in these possibilities. You got the Moon card here in your thoughts. So I do feel like you're giving in to this person within reason. It's almost like, I feel, for those of you who are entertaining this and this is hitting with, you'll go to dinner with this person, but you're like, we'll go to dinner. This is the restaurant. You drive your car. I'll drive my car. We'll meet there. And we'll enjoy dinner together. And once dinner is over, you go home, I go home. I feel like that may be how this goes. Because you're like, this person's too intense. I'm not going to do a car ride with them. I'm not going to do it. So if they're willing to meet me at this restaurant, they drive on their own, I'll drive on my own, we'll enjoy dinner together, and we'll handle things that way. And then when dinner's over, we go our separate ways. I'll do that. I'll do that. I feel like that's where this is going. And you got the King of Pentacles with the Peace card. Whatever happens from this situation, I feel like if you handle it that way, either this person is going to get the hint and go your speed, or they're going to get the hint and leave you alone. One of the two. I feel like the conversation at dinner, if this is how this goes for you, of course, because maybe you're going to meet and you're going to bowl. Maybe you're going to meet at a game and you're going to watch a game together, but you're going to drive separately. Because I feel the drive separately seems to be like a successful thing for you. Kind of like, once it's over, you can get in your car and you can be like, that's over. Or you have like, going into this, you're thinking to yourself, once I get in my car, if I didn't like the situation, once I'm in my car, I'm fine, and I can just de-stress, and that's fine. I don't have to like go through a whole dinner or situation and then afterwards deal with a whole car ride to wherever afterwards. I don't want to do that. So we'll drive separately. Takes a lot of stress out of it for you. So I'm getting here the King of Pentacles, which don't get caught up in the gender, but this will bring you a lot of peace. The conversation during either dinner or the event, whatever you're going together at, maybe you're going to a concert, whatever you're doing, maybe you're going to a movie, whatever you're doing. As you enjoy that with that person, you'll make up your decision whether you want to see them or not. You'll know before that is over whether you want to do this again with them. If you do, I feel like you'll set up the rules for the next event, or you'll be like, I would like to do this again. I like how we did this. If you're okay with the way this went, I would enjoy doing this again, and you will bring that forward right at the end of the day, is what I'm saying. Not in the sense of like, you're not going to plan the event, but you'll be like, I'm open to this. If you like how this went, we can do this again sometime. We can talk about it later. That type of feel. If you decide that this is not for you, I feel like this will end well. You won't offer anything like that at the end. They should get the hint, is what I'm getting. It should be one of those things where that was nice, and then when you kind of blow them off at the end, kind of like this isn't going to happen again, in the sense of like, you don't commit to anything. Maybe they'll say, this was great, we should do this again sometime, and you'll be like, well, we'll see what comes up. That seems like that would be your response if you really didn't like it. They'll kind of get the hint, and it'll just kind of be that one, it's done. It's done. But either way, it should bring you peace just by giving it one chance, to know whether this is a good thing for you or not a good thing for you. And when you end the end of that situation, the other person will get the clue. Either you want to do this and As long as they stay within the boundaries that you're comfortable with, this will go fine. Or you're not into this. And if you're not, then they need to go somewhere else. Try it with someone else. And that's how that goes. I like how this went. I think this went really well for Taurus. I really do. I think that's it. All right. So if you would like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.